Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot Live. How's everyone this fine Woo-Woo Wednesday? We did not get to meet last Friday because migraine attack, fun psychic attack, all the things, because we were supposed to be talking about what we're talking about today instead, which is the internet is a PsyOp. We're going to get into the presentation very shortly. I just wanted to let you guys know what we're doing and say hi. Oh my goodness. Itchy nose just does not stop. And especially when I'm live, it's so weird. Happy Woo Wednesday. Yes, I'm feeling a lot better. It was weird because it was like this attack on the right side where I usually get those migraine triggers. Then it moved to the left side. Then it was down in my like lower right back, right hip area. And that's still kind of a thing for me. And then it was like mid back on the left side, like right, just pushing on it just hurts so bad. It's like you might get like busy doing something. You're like, actually, do I still hurt? And then you like stretch it or like push on it and you're like, oh yeah, it still hurts. Like it's still there. And I look like a lumberjack, like a big bulky lumberjack today. I'm just wearing like a little orange vest, wearing my protective hematite. This is hematite. And I actually got these. I think they were less than or around $5 each at, there was this place when my brother's stepson, aka my nephew, graduated in 2022. And they had this little crystal shop, and we went in there, and I was just like, oh my gosh, they're like giving these away for free, basically for $5. So I bought some, and they caught my eye today. So I'm like, get some good protective crystals going. I haven't been wearing my crystals at all, probably in the last year. I mean, maybe here or there, but like the last year, they haven't called to me the way they did in the past. Not to say they don't work or whatever. I just, for whatever reason, haven't been called to use them. But today, I was. So, and at some point, I'm probably going to remove the little vest just because I was a little bit cold, but not so cold I need to put on like a full situation. So this is what we're working with today. And I'm actually going to raise my chair up. Ow, I caught myself on the arm. Okay, there we go. So I'm taking up most of the screen today. So, but hey, I wasn't allowed to take up any space on Friday because of the topic at hand. So here I am. This is going to happen. Jessa is here for this. Happy Woo Wednesday. Yeah, great topic and glad you're better. Thank you so much, Anna. I appreciate that. Yes, we are going to be getting into this, but anyone who wants to say hi in the comments or the chat, I guess it's not chat comments, it's chat. Let us know that you're here. Check on in, all the fun things. Anyone have any fun things going on? I'm just kind of in let's get to the next day mode right now. Not that anything's bad. It's just like with the like weird psychic attack and body pain here, there, and everywhere. I've been prioritizing walking. Let's see where I'm at for steps today. That's where I'm at so far today. I like to get to like 10,000 is my bare minimum. Not to say that I do reach that every day, but like as far as my like happiness that I did something today, 10,000 is usually about my bare minimum. Yesterday I got about 12,000, went downtown and just walked around looking at all the little shops and the Christmas lights and the decor that they put on all the street lights here in downtown Missoula. Just kind of fun to go down. And the problem though with walking downtown is it wasn't every single stoplight that we'd have to stop at the crosswalk, but about every other one we'd have to kind of stop and wait and go. But it was nice. It was nice just to get out. Because this time of year, I can either really just walk in my house, go down to the YMCA or the mall. And I'm just kind of like, some days I just want to be like outside, even if it's cold. Baby, it's cold outside. Didn't they ban that song or something? It's very gaslight manipulation coded. Yeah, waiting for the universe to take care of me. Yes, let's do that. Let's have that happen. That would be amazing. But yes, today's topic, I don't know, this seems, I guess if I do this, it doesn't seem, maybe it's the light that's causing this almost like washed out look. Again, the itchy nose and region of nose, I apologize. But if I turn the light off, let me just, I don't know. I feel like it's more blurry or pixelated. I don't know. It's just not great camera work. Coming from a former professional photographer, this is the quality of my live stream, and that's kind of sad. But that's where we're at. So I don't know. Light on, light off. You guys vote in the comments, in the chat. Let me know what you guys want. Versha's here. Hello. Yes, we're going to be getting into this. So I had all these ideas and offshoots, and let's be honest, I'm probably going to have offshoots because that's the way I am. But I tried to keep my notes on the topic very short and succinct. For me, that is short and succinct, okay? I tried to keep them in a semblance of order. That way, if I do go off on a tangent, I can reel myself back in and go in order of kind of operations here. Psychological operations, no pun intended. 2 weeks ago, I felt attacked. All electronics malfunctioned. Yeah, that's been a big theme for me as well. Home and work, my personal laptop was corrupted and it took a week to fix. See, I didn't have it that extreme, but just trying to click on something, or I'm texting and it just will not register my left thumb. No matter how hard I press, it's like my feminine side is just phasing out of existence, like on that picture on Back to the Future where the brother and sister just start vanishing from the picture. Like that's how it feels on the left side of my body. Most of my pain, except just this little bit right here, is and always has been very, very focused on the right side or the masculine side of my body. For whatever reason, the only bone I ever broke was my right wrist when I was about 5 years old. I fell off the monkey bars, and weirdly enough, I remember things from before my sister was born, and she's 22 months younger than me. So my memory goes way back. Weirdly enough, I have zero memory of actually breaking my arm, what led up to it, the day of, the day after. I do have spotty, patchy memory, though, of actually having the cast on and how it smelled and itching, all the things. I do have memory of that, but the actual breaking, I must have just, what's the word? You just block it out or something. But weirdly enough, I remember very traumatizing things that were much more traumatizing than a broken bone. Not abuse wise, well, also abuse wise, but not physical abuse wise, from much younger that I remember. And I can very much put myself back there and live it, but it's just so weird. But yeah, anyone else notice a very disproportioned one side of the body versus the other with your pain, your ailments, your broken bones, your scars, your whatever the case may be? I don't know. Let me know. Yeah, I noticed that about myself probably since around 2016 when I started getting these migraines. And then 2020 when I had COVID and I tore that intercostal muscle between my ribs. All the stuff was just like this cascade effect of crazy on the right side only. And my left side was just living its best dream life. But over here on the right, I'm falling apart, malfunctioning, living, feeling like I'm 90 years old. It's like, what's going on? Versha says, me. Most of my tattoos are on the left side. I didn't plan them. They just kind of happen that way. There you go. You never know. You never know. Carrie always says the information is very important. Not if you can see the person. Oh, not if you can see the person. Okay, I hope I'm reading that right. Sorry, my dog. They're doing street sweeping, and they have cleaned up the leaves. They'll have everybody put their leaves out in the street, and then they'll go and clean them. I never do it. I never participate. I just let my leaves kind of do the natural thing and go back into the environment, into the tree roots. So, and they create nice little coverage for little bugs and microbiota that wants to hibernate. So I just leave them. Yeah, they want to talk too. Always want to talk. Keep in mind, one of them covers a scar where I had skin cancer removed. Yes, you're, is it a beta or a koi fish? I can never remember which fish. I can picture it though. It's got teals and purples, if I remember correctly, if I'm picturing the right thing, Jessa. Correct me if I'm wrong, but beautiful fish. I just can't remember if it's a beta or a koi. I want to say it's a beta. I could be wrong. Beta fish. Okay. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. And It's 12:10 at 11:11 right now on my clock. Very cool. Very cool. Oh, and if you're wondering, that's one of the pictures I took during those auroras. Oh, there was supposed to be auroras last night and the night before, and I did kind of look out to see, but it was so crazily overcast. It's just been raining for like 2 straight days here. We got snow. I think I showed you guys that we had snow. It was even before Thanksgiving, if I remember correctly. Yeah, before Thanksgiving, during Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving, we had snow. And so much so that the week of after Thanksgiving, Wrigley was basically up at that snow hill every day after school until like 6 o'clock p.m. Had to like drag him home every day. And then it just melted and melted and melted and melted. Yeah, so we're just now really squishy, muddy. Oh, the mud in my kitchen. Girl, it's a good thing that I'm up here because I don't want to be down there because it's going to be probably a couple hours worth of work. And we even, and by we, I mean my husband, I didn't do any part of it, went and got hay bales to lay down when the mud was really bad this fall. And he laid all the hay bales down. And normally that'll take care of it until, again, the springtime when the mud comes back again. But it's like the dogs run up and down, run up and down, run up and down so much that the hay is just now like off the path and even like raking it back onto the mud path. Now the hay itself is muddy, so there's still mud coming in, and maybe we just need to get yet another bale of hay, bring it in, get it going. I don't know. First world problems. Oh, you got sun after 2.5 weeks of cloud and rain. Oh, that's so exciting. Yeah, I'm just ready for the sun to come out. It's very, you guys can't see. I mean, the window is giving what it is out there, but there we go. Yeah, see, we got grass, we got leaves still on trees. It's looking very fall-like out there. It's hard to tell that it's overcast, but the sky really is white right now, whitish gray. So that's what we're dealing with today. I would love a like clear sky, blue sky day. That would be so nice. Just pop it in there randomly throughout the winter to like keep me excited about things, I guess. All right, it's 12:12. We've been live 12 minutes, 12 seconds, at least according to my little calculation here. So without further ado, we might as well get into our little presentation. And then I want to do a reading about what we need to know, tips, tricks, just anything else we need to know about the situation. I already said that. Yeah. So without further ado, I'm going to quit rambling and just figure it out. I may be referring to my notes. So if you see me looking down, I'm referring to my notes. So we're at 12:42. Do I even have, where does everything go? Like Wrigley will like use his, I'm bad about taking my stuff out of here. When I'm done, I need to like have a caddy that I just put everything in when I'm done, trek it across the hall. When I come back, leave it in, truck it back out. But every time the list for me to write timestamps and everything just vanishes. And this room is not the cleanest right now. I will tell you that right now. He still hasn't done his, yeah, we're really having some struggles, like getting him to do what, just the bare minimum of like existing in the house in a cohesive way. Not leaving his stuff everywhere, putting his things away, learning how to organize. It's difficult. So we're in kind of a learning phase right now, and I'm trying to not push things too much, but also trying to be firm enough that we get something done. Well, there's a pencil on the floor right here. So we will, if we need to timestamp, we'll timestamp. But for now, I see a little piece of paper down there. And he's got a stone bear. Maybe he's can be our little totem animal for today. Very cute. I want to say he got this, I think it was Museum of the Rockies in Bozeman, Montana, or somewhere thereabouts in Bozeman when we went on a trip for spring break about, I want to say 2, maybe 3 years ago at this point. It's been a hot minute. 3 years. Yeah, it was 3 years ago. You moms are superwoman. We try. We really try. But, you know, sometimes you just got to pick your battles. And this is not a hill I'm willing to die on, is having a spotless bedroom. So it is what it is at the time. Oh, well, here's a homework pass that he didn't use. No tricks. No tricks today. Just a special treat. Tonight you'll have no homework. Oh, I thought homework pass as in use this, like cash this in and you don't have to do homework that night. I guess he did use it. Homework pass for Halloween. No homework on Halloween. To be honest, so he rarely has homework. It's just if he doesn't finish something in class, he can finish it at home. But weirdly enough, usually it's something on iReady or one of those Google Classroom things, which I'd rather people learn, like, that's something, there's a whole other tangent we could go on, but actually having kids write things out and learn pen and paper, they're not creating certain pathways that, you know, our ancestors and us, even as kids, continued and did. They're just on these screens. I mean, I guess it's kind of a tangent of what we're talking about today, just that everything's just being, you know, drop shipped and uploaded to the internet. And, you know, even mundane tasks like keeping a calendar or an agenda or like a to-do list, we can even do that on our phone, you know. So these kids are literally being programmed from basically kindergarten at this point to not even really bother. I mean, there's still papers that come home. They still do a bit of pen and paper stuff, but I would say there's no textbooks. All of that is like online or, you know, done like on a probably a projector screen or whatever they do nowadays. We used to have the old projector, they'd wheel it in, or those days they'd wheel the TV in and you were just like, yes, so excited. But I digress. We have something to keep track. So we're going to start our webinar at 1622. I don't know that we're calling this a webinar, a presentation, a information for you to do as you will with. I don't know what we're calling this, but for the time being, webinar. Topic of conversation. The internet is a PsyOp. The internet is a PsyOp. That is our presentation today. So first of all, okay, I'm back. Hopefully you guys can see me. It completely froze for a second there. Did I like cut out for you guys or was that just my screen? Put an 1111 if you can see me, hear me, and let me know what you just experienced. Guys, this is not a joke. They are targeting me so hard right now with things. I'm feeling this huge pain at the back, kind of right here on my shoulder. Not quite up where my migraines start, but like probably 5-6 inches below that. And then it glitched. So yeah, we're gonna try to get as into this as one can. Okay, you can see me and I was frozen. Okay, well, thank you for letting me know that we're hopefully back. Hopefully we're done with the weirdness. Okay, the internet is and always has been a PsyOp. Well, what is a PsyOp? I mean, it is slang for the word or the term psychological operation. And I will just read out what all a psychological operation entails. So it is when someone or a group of someone's, right, intentionally spread info, rumors, or create scenarios to manipulate people's feelings, beliefs, or actions, often making them doubt reality or take sides, like a fake or gaslighting tactic used online to mess with you or rally support rather than actual military action. And let's just be honest, a lot of so-called wars are actual psychological operations as well, especially when the public say, you know, for example, World War II, the public in the United States wasn't over where they were fighting the wars in Germany and Japan and all these places that were being attacked. Yes, you know, we want to count Pearl Harbor, but false flag event. Our government knew the whole time. CIA unclassified documents. Go look it up. Something else with Kennedy. I think it was Bay of Pigs or something. We attacked our own submarine to get us into a war that these people wanted. But then you use this information to spread fear or manipulate a population, which, hello. And the internet, the World Wide Web. Well, a web is something you get caught in, right? Or something you're enmeshed in somehow. So they hide the truth in plain sight. That wasn't even in my notes. That just occurred to me like, oh yeah, duh, World Wide Web. And it's not just in this town, this city, this country. It's almost everywhere except, you know, really remote tribes or people who go off grid and don't want anything to do with it. But if you are existing in a cult, heavy on the cult, or a society today, you are more than likely using the internet and part or enmeshed in this web. Your energy, Your life force, your focus has been at one time or still continues to be utilized to fuel this machine, so to speak. So let's get some more information. The core idea of a psychological or operation or PsyOp is to deliberately manipulate for a psychological effect. Slang usage to call something a PsyOp means it's not genuine. Artificial much? I wonder. It's a calculated move to control perception, influence opinion, or sow discord. That's a very important component is sowing discord. Often seen in politics, online drama, or conspiracy theories. Example, spreading fake news to turn people against a politician or you know, anyone at all, making a rival look bad through staged events are considered psyops in casual conversation. So we cannot deny that the internet has been a huge positive for humanity. Building small businesses, developing really deep friendships, meeting people of like mind or community online, reuniting with long lost friends, or just being able to keep in touch with loved ones that don't live near you. I mean, these are all very amazing, genuine positives. And let's not forget the unlimited entertainment that the internet provides, be it gaming, be it just watching cool things on YouTube, learning things. Yeah, I mean, the possibilities are endless, and you can use the internet for so many sorts of things, right? It's not just a one size fits all. Each person can use the internet according to their life, their lifestyle, their interests, whatever the case may be. But that all being said, we think, oh, wow, that we have this amazing thing, the internet, at our disposal to use it and abuse it or, just utilize it, however that looks for your lifestyle. But for years, something sinister has been happening right in front of and under our very noses. For over 2 decades, since, maybe close to 3 decades at this point that this internet has been kind of widespread, almost not quite 30 years, but we're coming up on it. I think very close. For some households had internet in like 94, 95, 96. I personally didn't get internet in my household until 1998. But yeah, again, that's still next year. That's 28 years of internet in my life. But anyway, this whole time, something sinister has been happening for decades under our noses or behind the scenes. This machine has been collecting all sorts of information, ideas, moods, psychology, personality, our deepest thoughts, our art, our pictures, our videos, our data, whatever, and any and everything that I may have missed or that has slipped through the cracks of what I just said. All for AI to use that information to come up with undistinguishable, quote unquote, human content, thirst traps, bot content that are becoming increasingly difficult to tell are actual bots, rage bait to loose harvest, and program people to accept this new AI dystopian normal. Some people have even taken their own lives after finding out the person they were talking to or dating online wasn't even real, but an artificial intelligence. So, you guys always know that I'm always up here talking about spending our time, paying attention. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. You guys hear me say this all the time. But you create your life by what you focus on. I have chills, guys, right now. Chills. So we have a lot of spiritual assistance. Let's just know this. So you create what you focus on. If you watch Fear, P-R-O-N, but move the R and O around. If you watch that Fear, P-R-O-N, not even real realities, rage bait, are keeping people triggered and in survival mode. Things that aren't even real or reality. Just an average boring day for one human in today's society that uses the internet daily is so far off the rails with dopamine hits and overstimulation that we are all needing a deep rest and all out spiritual, emotional, mental, physical detox from just the amount of information, be it true or false, that we have access to on any given day. Not to mention the quick clips and the shorts, the short form content that is eroding our attention spans. We are not built for this. Sorry, I'm like not trying to hurt you guys, not trying to hit you guys, but it's like we are not built for this. Our ancestors, this was never a thing for any of our ancestors. Our brains are, I mean, it's going to probably take at least 100 years, maybe 200 years to actually realize the effects of all of this overstimulation that we get online on a daily basis and how that affects the human biology, psychology, spirituality, all of it. So, more hands on boredom is really needed in each of our daily lives to be able to decompress from just all the overstimulation, overconsumption, over information overload, right? Um, but being chronically online is replacing our ability to make memories, since most people are online while at work and during their leisure time. And it's usually when you're sleeping, when you're running here and there, and some people will even listen to podcasts or content of some kind while they're driving. I'm guilty of that as well. Or even when you're out for a walk, putting your earbuds in and listening to something. We can't just be present. It's very difficult for most people because we are present somewhere else in some conflated reality that is the internet doing something. AI content has confused people so thoroughly at this point, excuse me, that cognitive dissonance is so strong, they just go along either one or two undistinguishable agendas, which is very clearly to upload us or to get our attention so hyper focused on the internet or, things that aren't even in our present, like physical reality. Or just completely hijacking our thought process. So it's causing people to lose hope in any tangible future. I mean, just look at the price of everything. A lot of people, the American dream, it's so far fetched. You have to be asleep to believe in it, right? To dream the American dream at this point. But not being able to trust the information outside of you is going to, again, contribute to losing hope or just not having a sense of purpose or a connection to spirit. So we can go so far off the rails the other way that we just kind of, that fatalistic kind of surrender, that we give up and we just almost self-sacrifice ourselves to this artificial false matrix AI machine. Or another choice we have is, because of all the conflagrated I can't say that word, conflagrated. Oh my god, you know the word I'm trying to say. It's not coming out right. With everything just being, or causing this cognitive dissonance, it will either get us to have that fatalistic surrender to the agenda, to the plot, to the programming, or it's going to force us to go within and connect to spirit. And I've already touched on this in previous live streams. So all of that left to be said, there is hope, because just like we were talking about yet again in a previous live stream, you can set your life or live your life differently than what is being projected or normalized for you to do. One very clear thing you can do is create boundaries around your internet usage. You use the internet. Don't let the internet use you, which again, we talked about or touched on in previous live streams. So get off the internet. Step one, if you're feeling like I'm just like being uploaded to this metaverse or whatever we want to call it, a false matrix of a false matrix of a false matrix, just being further removed from nature and our humanity. Just get off the internet, take a break or a detox from time to time and get your life back. Get that time that you would normally spend online scrolling or listening to content. It's not to say you can't do those things, but be very mindful, be very diligent about the things that you consume or the things you're spending your time on and paying attention to, because for those in the back, where attention goes, energy flows. So we can get off the internet. We can do a big detox, a big purge, a big declutter, or we can just be very mindful day to day, limit our screen time, set those boundaries by limiting screen time, again, use the internet, don't let it use you. Set a timer, or maybe track your habits before you make any changes. Just track your habits. I know on at least the iPhone there's a setting you can see how much time you were on your phone, how many times you picked it up a day, which different how like the percentage of your time was spent on entertainment or music or watching YouTube or social media or what the case may be. Um, and another thing you can do instead is find new hobbies that don't involve anything online. Uh, find things going on in your community, events, groups. Now more than ever, it's going to be so important to connect with real humans, animals, and nature in real life. It doesn't mean you have to completely clean sweep and get rid of anything that you resonate with online. Absolutely not. Not at all, because it's just kind of this reality probably isn't going anywhere, even if we do have a more harmonious kind of future. I'm sure technology will be a part of it in some way, but it doesn't have to be the end all be all of our future. Um, so yes, finding new hobbies, community events, groups, book clubs, plant clubs. I don't know, just all sorts of clubs. And if there's nothing in your area, you can always be the one to start it. Um, getting out in your community and meeting people. Of course, you can use your own discretion, because a lot of people out here are not very heart centered at this point. We'll just put it that way. Leave that up to your imagination to draw the conclusion as what that means. But one of the biggest goals of this whole agenda is to remove us from our nature, our true nature, our humanity, and spirit itself. But not so far removed that they don't have access to that life force energy that we pull through from our spirit. But they don't want us to have it. They want to have it. It's like we're the conduit through which this spirit flows, but they want it all for themselves. They don't want us to even realize who and what we truly are. Um, and that creative life force is the only thing that can fuel this AI machine. And when we say no and we put up boundaries, maybe if that flow in that direction is still a trickle, at least it's not a fire hose of our attention, our effort, our focus, our everything, our purpose. Like we need to come back to center. We need to reconnect to nature and animals and other people and spirit. And if you don't even know where to start, just start with yourself. You don't even have to go big or go home with this. Just literally start with connecting to your own breath, your own body, your own emotions, and maybe even old-fashioned pen and paper and writing those things out. Even if you don't want to keep the thoughts that are pouring through or the feelings that you feel, you can always burn them, rip them up, throw them away. You don't have to carry it any longer. But sometimes just getting it out in an avenue that's not telling people on your social media or making a YouTube video about it or whatever, to give yet more fuel for the AI machine to mimic or try to recreate in their own weird kind of I'm seeing like this cauldron where everyone's emotions and thoughts and ideas and art and videos and pictures and personality is just put in this big stew pot and just stirred and stirred and stirred until AI churns out, not by creativity but by algorithm, this version of something, this version of something, this version of something. And they call it AI slop. I mean, think of if you're just adding a whole bunch of stuff to a pot and just letting it simmer, or even just go on maybe medium heat and you're just stirring it and adding more and you're stirring it. What you get at the end of that, you go in with your ladle and you pull out, the ladle and you plop it on the plate. It's just a big pile of slop. And they call a lot of this they call it AI slop for a reason. And brain rot, they also call it that. But taking our power back, being intentional about our internet use. One thing that I have talked about actually, just in our home, when I can get my little or the computer area set up out here, is to just have a place in the house where you go to use the internet. And you will have just so much time that you can use the internet a day, but you had your internet use, and now you're gonna stand up from the chair and go live your life off of a screen. Like that's a goal of mine in my house, because that's how it was when I grew up. I mean, I grew up mostly without the internet, and the screens that we did have was, a TV with cable and a Nintendo, and then eventually a PlayStation. But after a while, even the excitement of that was just like, could not compete with real life. Like, I wanted to go ride my bike. I wanted to go hang out in the woods with my friends. I wanted to pick flowers with my friend and make perfume with Jessa, really bad perfume because we did not know the actual preserving techniques of the day. We just thought, oh, if we add these really pretty smelling flowers into water, it's going to smell like beautiful perfume. We learned that the hard way. It does not. But that was a mistake I was willing to make to later learn how to, make candles and make them smell really good, and the actual chemistry involved in making something beautiful. And yes, maybe I did get some of that knowledge online, but I didn't keep with it online. I went out in the real world and made it with my own two hands. So, yes, long, boring story short to say, get off the internet, go live your life. You still use the internet in your daily life if you need to and want to, but don't let the internet use you. Okay. So, all of that being said, let's just see what we need to know. If there's any other nook or cranny or crevice that we need to know something about the internet and the PsyOp of it all that we did not uncover in this reading, or not reading, presentation, that just needs to be stated for those watching now or on the replay. What do we need to know? Oh, I'm going to probably put reading start 36 minutes-ish. So 20 minutes, you guys. I only took 20 minutes-ish to... I'm proud of myself. I didn't go on 400 tangents. Reading begins. Oh, itchy, itchy, itchy. Okay, here we go. Anything we need to know about the internet that just wasn't covered in the little webinar that we need to know? You guys! Okay, did you see the thumbnail that the irony, I purposely used AI to create the thumbnail for today's AI internet talk. But let me show you guys, if you don't remember what the thumbnail today looks like and you don't want to exit out and go look, I will show you. I'll show you right now. How about that? I need to find it though. I guess it's not going to show up, is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. You guys, what the hell? Well, I'm crazy. Okay. That's the thumbnail that the prompt I gave AI. This is the card we got. Hello? Hello. What the heck? Even the color scheme is like bang on. The like kind of yellowy light behind him and behind this guy. They're both wearing, well, this guy I think is wearing glasses. This is more of a magnifying glass situation that I wanted, but and the same type of hat, fedora. My mind is blown. Okay. But the word is investigating. So it's worth investigating or leaning more into this, or maybe there's more information that's going to be coming uncovered because of this. Setting the record straight. Okay, that's what we're doing here right now today, is setting the record straight, letting people know what's actually going on. And I'm pretty sure, it's not a stretch, that this deck was probably created by AI. I don't know. It looks pretty AI generated to me if you compare it to that thumbnail. So it's not a stretch, but it's weird. It's just weird. Yeah, I mean, wow. That's mind-blowing. And then we have doing drugs. So it's almost like being on the internet is kind of a form of a drug, hijacking or creating certain chemical reactions in the brain or the gut or the human body, human aura, energy field, that is like doing a drug. It's an addiction for a lot of people. I want to actually get a clarifier on all three of these and just see if there's any additional information we can milk out of each one of these cards. So we'll start with the investigating card, and we're going to just go over here to the Wake Me Up Tarot. And I pre-shuffled, but we'll do this kind of shuffle. Okay. Wow. Investigating. We have the Ace of Cups and the Death card to help represent this investigating card. What I get from this is us realizing, well, let's just address the elephant in the room, the dead internet theory. the internet as this very organic, collaborative human effort coming together to create this, worldwide project has been hijacked. They used all that information to investigate how we can further ensnare the human race. But too many people are waking up to the fact the internet just isn't as fun as it once was, or it's just not fun anymore, or it's fun and there's entertainment there, but like I'd rather learn to jet ski, or I'd rather learn to I don't know, something out in the world. I want to go hiking. I want to have a nature club. I want to, something that doesn't involve the internet. It's allowing people to wake up. Also, this is a card of self-love and actual love, actual connection with other people. Oh, my right eye is itching now, so there's probably a message in that. That's the masculine side. Wake up. Start seeing what's right in front of you. Wake up. And I don't mean what's right in front of you like online. I mean like in the real world, like in the physical reality. Using the internet is not our physical reality. It's like this amorphous dream state almost. Yes, there are elements of physical reality within it, or things on the internet may inspire us to make action or take action in a physical reality. I think this is a very clear message that we are just deciding to, if we're not giving up on the internet for good, I don't know that a lot of people, unless you're completely going off grid, could even give up the internet 100%. I mean, we email people, we check in with people we love and care about online. Maybe if you're a content creator or a business owner, you need the internet to make sales or to connect with your audience, whatever the case may be. But this is about killing or unaliving the old way that you used to show up on the internet, because this is the feminine energy of rebirth. And moth is more like dark feminine, where the butterfly is more the, I don't know, the airy fairy bright feminine. What you think with that. But the dark feminine is about chaos and destruction and recreation, rebirth. So this is about that lotus energy too, is kind of coming up. Lotus symbolism coming out from the mud and the muck. Or, again, being intentional about your internet use to where you're actually getting the answers you seek, learning the things you want to learn about, connecting with the people you want to connect with, and doing as much as you can to avoid all the slop that's just kind of filling in the cracks around all the places you may want to visit or travel online. All right, let's get some clarifiers. I'm going to put these two back just to see if they need to come out again for the Setting the Record Straight card, which was the second card we got. So this webinar, this was just confirmation that we're setting the record straight on what the internet actually is, a psychological operation. I just saw the Eight of Swords. If it needs to come out again, it will. What do we need to know about this webinar and setting the record straight with the true intention of the internet that these controllers, if we want to call them that, have used this internet for? There's the FOMO, there's the I'm not good enough, constantly consuming, following influencer, grocery hauls, restock hauls, thrift hauls, this haul, that haul, every haul. And maybe a lot of people are financially struggling right now. And I always like to get a clarifier on the Four of Pentacles, because to me it is such a dualistic type of energy. So let's see specifically what it is we're FOMOing on. Or I'm reading this another way too, is us feeling like, well, if I kind of take a detox or take a break from the internet, I'm gonna miss something, or I'm not gonna get the memes, or I'm not gonna understand what people are talking about at the company Christmas party, or insert whatever social thing here, that you will feel like you're being left out. That also is Five of Pentacles energy coming into this as well. But let's get a clarifier on this Four of Pentacles just to further round out this reading. Okay, I love this. That's the illusion, that you'll miss something, that you're not good enough, that you're not worthy if you're not sharing every little aspect of your life online, or if you're not seeing what everyone else is doing because you removed yourself from for the greater of your time online and you're spending it out in the real world. But that's also actually you just kind of setting the record straight, knowing what the internet's intentions are, and then you using it intentionally, and probably for a lot of us, and you and me included, cutting back on our internet usage and getting ourselves back out in the real world. What that leads to is us finding our spirit. She even has her hands on her heart. And the wind is going around her, and that's kind of like breath or life force energy. This is a card of fame, recognition, reward, healing. Again, so many of us need to heal our dopamine receptors and our just like our what's the word? God, it was there and it's gone. Our adrenals are shot. Our nervous system is shot because we're so overstimulated. Dopamine hit after dopamine hit after dopamine hit online. And we do have some nature, some leaves kind of blowing around her here too, and the night sky. Just reconnecting with ourselves and nature and our humanity and other humanity around us, and animals and plants and trees and nature and water, and just putting ourselves back in the 3D reality, and not 3D so much, but like nature, because a lot of what exists in nature actually vibrates higher than a 3D reality. If you really tune into it, you can sense that it's not just 3D, it's has an aspect of 3D, but there's something beyond. All right. Let's get to the highly addictive energy of the internet, and how we can overcome that, or the damage that the internet does. We can also kind of look at it that way. How can we, as individuals watching now and on the replay, overcome this? What can we do to protect ourselves? How can we overcome this? Okay, we have two popping right out. From the 5 of Swords to the 6 of Swords, literally removing ourselves, or not engaging in the rage bait, the bot comments, the political stuff that's about division, because this is a card where there are no winners. And remember that Ace of Cups we got earlier with the Death card to clarify this investigating card. It's dumped out there in the background. We're giving our power, our life force to this machine that just can't stop, won't stop with the consuming of our energy. It just needs to keep consuming, consuming, consuming until there's nothing left and it's destroyed everything. So our advice is we can participate in that, or we can remove ourselves from that. I mean, and funny enough, this is my internet card, you guys. You can't make this ish up. This is my internet card. We'll get a clarifier on the internet aspect of this card, but the other part of this card is just getting out in your local community, becoming a part of your community again. Make your community great again by you actually actively being present in it. And your community, I mean, it doesn't mean you have to go out and meet all these new people, but just your community, your home, your yard, your bedroom, like wherever it is that you go, you spend your time, you're actually in that place. You're not in that place, but in this place. You know, becoming present again in the place you're at. But let's get a clarifier on the internet meaning, specifically of my internet card in a reading about the internet. You can't make that up. I love it. Okay, here, this one wants to come out. Okay, so already this is giving mini death card again. And I know normally put this card, or the mini death energy, to the 10 of Swords, but I'm really getting this. I mean, it already is a card of grief. The internet is broken. The internet that we knew when we were growing up, or, you know, in our early 20s, 30s, whatever, however old you are, the internet of the past 28 to 30 years that we've known is gone. It doesn't exist anymore. It's a whole new machine. It's a whole new animal. And we can never go back, and it never will go back. And weirdly enough, she's not looking back. She's looking forward. This card always confuses me because it's like they're moving forward, but it's almost like they're past, the storm is already passed. And where the hell is the steering wheel? If she's driving, she better get back in that car. Like, but look, we were talking about pen and paper. She's holding a piece of paper on an internet card. I love it. um, it's okay to feel sad for that, you know, the days of yore of the internet, yesteryear of the internet, the nostalgia of it all, because it really did shape a generation or two or three. It really has. And it's going to continue to do so in a lot of ways that are not good. Let's get a clarifier, just kind of additional, not clarifier so much, just additional. Oh, fell into my lap. It's the hangman and it fell into my lap in reverse. I wasn't shuffling in reverse. It may have been in there in reverse. I don't know. But this is like the inversion of the inversion is the reversion. Old version, new version. And once again, we have that Ace of Cups dumping out. So we're going to have to see the internet in a whole new way because it's not the internet we once knew. And even the internet we once knew with the hidden agenda that was there all along. And we played along, uploading photos of our dinner as our first Instagram post, or the 10-year challenge. What did you look like then versus now? This literally trained AI to know how to age progress people, AI people, or, literally create fake humans out of nothing, out of bots. We trained it to be as human-like as possible, but even still, it could never replace us. It could never be us, ever. And the light has come on for many of you, or will soon come on for many of you, again, with just the way that you're using the internet, or the internet's been using you, or kind of a mix of the two. But things are changing. We're getting some 2026 premonition energy coming in already, that there may be some actual rules or laws that they're implementing or putting in place on the internet that make it even less fun than it already is. Even more AI, even more just not it anymore. So far, again, removing itself from the version of internet that we all kind of were used to pre-2012, pre-2016, pre-COVID. All those iterations of the internet are just done. There still may be slight evidence left of those iterations of the internet, but for the most part, it will never return to that same vibe, that same energy. It just won't. The cat's out of the bag. The Pandora's box is open. We can't go back. And even going back to dead internet theory, it's because there's so much AI slop on there. It's devoid of spirit. It's devoid of humanity even. And even the humans are out here on the internet a lot of times acting a fool, acting totally inhumane in comment sections to actual people. It's insane the way people think they can get away with treating people abhorrently and be bullies to people just because they're behind the keyboard. It's giving, go touch grass, And there's even a tree here. There's a tree with roots, but those roots aren't planted in anything on this picture. So it's not going to survive very long unless it gets its roots back out in nature. And by it, I mean us as humanity. We need nature more than we need internet, but we live in a world where we need to use the internet to make our money, pay our bills, connect with people that we're not in the same town as, or what have you. And we can take the cons of the internet and kind of sweep them away as much as we can, and take the pros of the internet or the positives of the internet and be very intentional and mindful with the way we're utilizing the pros of the internet or the positive effects that the internet brings to our lives. It's up to us. All right, let's get a few tea leaves in the mix. Anything else we need to know about what we've uncovered here today, or just any additional information about the internet being a PsyOp and the future of the internet, just anything else we need to know? Okay. Slippery energy. We have one falling down, falling down, falling down. Kangaroo. Unsettled times, need to plan ahead. Can you tell us more about that, please, Tea Leaf Oracles? Door. Opportunities are waiting for you, and unsuccessful plans. Okay, I'm not seeing that your plans are unsuccessful, my dear viewer, you watching right now. This is the plans that they had to literally close the door on any kind of escape hatch from uploading us to yet another layer of the false matrix. And that is causing unsettled times. I mean, just go on anywhere on the internet, pretty much anywhere. You can find a lot of people who are very unsettled. A lot. Any comment section anywhere, you're going to see it. And that was another thing I did want to mention in kind of my bullet points of what can we do to take our power back while online. Don't read the comment section. Even if it's an uplifting video, there's always going to be some Scrooge in the comments or some troll panhandling for loosh feeding. Like, it's just out there. So this is about taking your power back by being, again, very intentional. You want to learn how to make candles. You want to learn how to snowboard. You want to learn something online. Be very intentional about where you're going to learn about it and how you're learning about it online. And in general, steering as clear as you can. And I know there's like endless entertainment in the comment sections of videos, people's posts. I get it. We're curious creatures as humans, but there's a lot more bad than good in a lot of these comment sections that we just, and again, just the slop of it all, adding more overstimulation and dopamine triggers to an already overstimulated nervous system, adrenals, body, and mind, and spirit, for sure. So they have tried to, and their plans will be unsuccessful, to get us basically uploaded to this matrix of the matrix of the matrix of the matrix. Wow. I feel like we need one more. Let's just say any spiritual guidance advice. Let's get a couple. We'll go with the Shaman's Dream Oracle. Spiritual guidance or advice for navigating these times with the internet as it is and as it has been and as it will be. Advice for navigating. Empty it. Step away from the internet. And this is the Tower card number, the 16, which adds up to a 7, which is about connecting back to spirit. Or at the very least, if you need the internet and you love certain things, you don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater, as they used to say. But curate your time online. Be intentional. Be mindful. Replenish your energy in reality. Whatever reality looks like to you in your physical reality, your spiritual reality, even your mental reality. But you can't find any of those things online. You can be inspired by something online to then connect in those ways. But being online is not going to get you that replenishment. And that's the thing, is like they call it doom scrolling, because it's like this endless feed. They literally call it a feed. But it's endlessly, we're consume. We're feeding upon information and comments and memes and videos and rage bait and just all the things that maybe we don't really need to know. So it's time to do a detox, a purge, a declutter, a rest. Hospitalize yourself, spiritually speaking, if you can and if you want to. At least from the things that you know aren't good for you on the internet. Again, this is not you must pull the plug and never return to the internet. That's not realistic for most of us living in 2025, almost 2026. But it is realistic for you to be able to shape or map or sculpt or morph what your internet use and the way you use the internet, rather than allow the internet to use you, moving forward. What is that going to look like to you? It almost looks like an eye, right? Or even like a spiral, or the eye of the hurricane. And then we almost have like a nebula in the middle of that. Wow. Let's go to the animal apothecary for our kind of final closing statements, closing arguments. Anything else we need to know about navigating this internet moving forward? Tame and attain. Tame and attain. I actually want to read from the guidebook on this one. I don't think I've ever pulled this card, That's my birthday number, 28. That adds up to a 1. A new beginning is here. We're going to tame our overconsumption to attain what we're actually being mindful or very intentional about with our internet use. And that will help us attain what it is we are seeking or needing to do or express or be or create. But let's read from the book on this as well. Tame and Attain, number 28. We'll find it. The illusion. I went to page 28. But hey, there's a reason I did that. The illusion, Phantom Shark, and the number 13. So maybe I'll just read a paragraph of this. In this key card, we see a harpoon searching the sea for a dangerous shark that appears only in your mind's eye. Phantom Shark has a direct message for you today. Your current fear, worry, and insecurity is all an illusion. And really, if you look at it and think about it, so is the internet. It's all an illusion. None of it's real. It may be a representation or a photo or a video or an idea or a painting or someone talking about a thought that's real. But the internet and all the content on it itself isn't real. It's like, whoa, mind-blowing. You tricked yourself into hunting for a thing that doesn't even exist by putting so much attention and effort into combating or avoiding what you are afraid of. Again, we consume, not just food and whatever, but like content to try to fill this hole or void within us. Not everybody, but a lot of us do that from time to time, or as like a habit or as an addiction, maybe for some people. It's fallen down. Let me pick it up. Ugh. But I do want to find card 28 now. We did read a little bit about that, but let's go to the card we actually did draw. Tame and Attain, horse. Horse symbolism. Are we going to be in the year of the horse next year? I feel like we are for some reason. I could be completely wrong on that, but I just saw like the Chinese zodiac in my mind's eye. I think we're in the year of the snake right now. Let me Google that and see. I do see we have a donation that came in from Versha. Thank you so much. Okay. 2026 Chinese, Chinese astrology. It's the fire horse. Oh my gosh. Look at that. It's weird because it says rabbit, but actually it's the fire horse. Well, it showed a picture of a rabbit. The fire horse. Yeah, it's time to shake things up and experiment with something new. New way of using the internet, a more intentional, mindful way of using the internet. But let's read from the book. When a horse is tamed for riding, she endures countless weeks of intense training. And again, the internet kind of trains us to use the internet, and then it starts to use us, right? If the trainer is patient, perseverant, and trustworthy, the horse eventually submits. We start sharing our deep feelings on social media or on LiveJournal like I did back in the day, right? The horse is controlled through the horse bit that rests in her mouth. When the rider pulls the connected reins, we're all connected online, right? The horse bit is in this image represents direct power. It's feeding off of us or directing us to then harvest or harness our power. I always say that, like harness our power. Well, that horse is harnessed right there. So wild horse is freedom, stamina, unbridled passions, and primal urges. She symbolizes the untamed and powerful impulses within us all. These impulses look like our intense outbursts, obsessive thinking, binging, recklessness, avoidance, and all wild expressions. All of these impulses hold immense power, but often this energy is directed very poorly. The human that tames and rides the horse represents our highest self directing our personal power. Rather than allowing also the internet to use us, we're connecting to our spirit to allow us to then use the internet for what we need. Yeah, our boys are horses. That's right. Oh, kicking that box of Legos down there. Your willpower, and my mom's a horse, and Melissa's a horse as well. A horse is a horse, of course. Melissa's my sister, by the way. Yeah. So your willpower will be tested. Again, addiction much? Many of us have some sort of compulsion or addiction towards something online. It's usually just scrolling or finding out what people are doing online. It's not usually anything real nefarious, but just the habit of getting online, getting online, getting online, getting online. It's almost compulsory or addicting to most of us at this point, and it's all by design. The internet and all the various places you can go on the internet are highly addictive, and again, by design to hook us in. So horses menace, oh wait, your willpower will be tested. So you must strengthen your willpower, strengthen it. Sacrifice is required. The horse's medicine asks you to start with small things to build your willpower muscle. Stop yourself from saying a hurtful thing about someone. Resist eating the entire bag of chips. Watch something uplifting instead of watching garbage TV. You may feel resentful. I must have said restful, but resentful of the restrictions at first. Again, that empty well, replenish yourself by stepping back. We may resist that or feel like we're being punished at first. But with dedication, you may feel resentful of the restrictions at first, but it will lead to an expansion of extraordinary capabilities. Our attention span will probably increase, right? Once you have given adequate time to building your willpower, it will become a superior force. Horse's medicine requests you tame inner appetites to become the person you were meant to be. This is horsepower. I love that. What a great way to end this very interesting reading that we've had here today. Love it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Of course, this is not the end of the live stream, but it's probably the end of our little discussion. And well, I'm going to catch up on comments. So we will catch up on comments. And then we were going to get into those who donated. We're going to get into their personal readings today. Put all my tea leaves back and other cards. I still can't believe the synchronicity of this. Let me pull it back up. If you're just joining us, the very first card we pulled, well, it kind of came out in 3 cards. This was right here was the thumbnail I used AI or prompted AI to make. And yes, unironically, I used AI to create this thumbnail. And then this was the first of the 3 cards we pulled. A detective investigating. You can't make this stuff up. Like, wow. It still just blows my mind how spirit works to bring the truth into our awareness. I love it. We are not alone. We think sometimes we are alone out here just existing, but we have spiritual forces that are helping us. We really do. Not forcefully helping us like these spirit misguides or false guides, but actual guardians that are protecting us and maybe nudging us in the right direction with our spirit's permission. It's not just thrust upon us, not using our free will. All right, let's catch up on comments, and then we're going to get into our donations, which let's just see what our donations are so far. Go to the proper inbox, and Arthur has something to say apparently. So we have a question from Versha today, and she has texted her question. Perfect. Okay. So let's catch up on comments as Arthur barks himself into oblivion down there. Okay. Yes, beta fish. Yeah. Oh, grass is all dead. No green. It's so weird here. I don't know what it is. If it's just, I don't remember this as a kid. Like the property I had up north from where I'm at now, I don't remember this being a thing as a kid. I remember lots of dead yellow grass. And yes, there are patches of that in my own yard here. But for the most part, you can shovel the snow off the grass even in January, February, March, and it's still green underneath. That's crazy to me. But yeah, it's still living its best life under all that snow. It's so funny. I see a siphoning cube above you trying to enter your energy body. Yeah, usually. But when that whole glitch thing happened, I did like this whole internal like guarding and shielding process that I didn't, say out loud, but I definitely I have my internal things, and it's weird because it's like this whole intense system setup, whatever, that I can just do almost instantaneously now because I've done it so much that if I ever am somewhere or I'm feeling an attack coming in, I'm just like, oh, let me get that back up and let me get that going. And it takes seconds, where it used to take me minutes to 10, 15 minutes to just clear everything out, unhook, put my shields up, do what I need to do. But now I'm just like, boom, let's do it. And the more you practice these things, the quicker and easier it'll be. So if it feels daunting, like, okay, I got to clear my field, got to cleanse the energy, I got to put up this protective bubble, I got to do this thing, I got to, whatever your rituals and systems look like, it gets quicker and easier as you use it and utilize it and practice it. Yeah, but you're protected by a golden globe of energy around you. Yes, I feel it. Sorry, I had to be off the live. Got a call from Kay's school counselor about a small conflict between Kay and the same girl, but the counselor said Kay handled the situation very maturely. I love that. I mean, I don't love that happened, but that she's just like, whoa. I flipped like half a deck of cards. Not quite half, but a decent amount of these clarifying life situations cards. I just flipped them all the way over here. I'll grab those and I'll finish reading comments here. Yeah, missed the whole thing due to a call from school counselor. We'll rewatch it. Yeah. Crazy, the synchronicities and just I think I am going to turn that light on actually now. It's very overcast out there, and whatever the sun was doing, it's not really doing it anymore. So even if it looks washed out, blown out, whatever. And I think this green right here, this little lens flare is from that light up there. Because it's not, yeah, when I move the camera, it moves. There we go. Lens flare of some sort. So a little orb kind of hanging out with me here. Yeah, crazy. More like the dark web and agent type vibes. Yeah, it definitely is giving that. Wow, that's the siphoning cubes, like the one I saw trying to target you. This is crazy. Oh my gosh, I must have missed that symbolism. Yeah. I went and started 3 soups while this has been going to pour into this. Oh, I love it. Next year's numerology is also a 1. I am ready for it. And horse, funny enough, that horse card we had, that added up to a 1 because it was number 28, which is, if you just take my birth date, as in the day of the month, 28, I have 1 energy within me. Aries energy with sun in what Vedic astrology. Western, I'm a Taurus sun. But yeah, so I do have like number 1 energy in my field, but also number 7 energy. And I think my personality number, oh God, I always forget what that one is. Soul urge number, whatever. But yeah, I know my life path is 7 and my birth date numerology number, just that number, is a 1. Yeah. Also, the year of the horse. Yes, and it is the year of the horse. We did tune into that because I'm like, I saw that horse card and I'm like, I want to say next year's the year of the horse, and then it was. So yeah, the numerology is numerologying right now for sure. Yeah, our boys are horses. Yes. Thank you. Great info. Oh, you're so welcome. Thanks for hanging out with us. Jessa has donated for 1 card pull. Yep, you're the horse. I love it. All right, so Versha, we're going to get into your question, my dear. And we're going to switch gears. We're going to go to the Cozy Witch Tarot. Always like this one for fall and even winter vibes. I don't know. It's very beachy in a lot of ways. Not peachy, but beachy. The beach. I think you were just recently on a beach vacation again in Florida. That sounds like the best thing ever right now, to just connect with the ocean and the sun and the warmth. Oh, I would love that right now. All right. Still can't get over that thumbnail and that first card we pulled. That you can't make that stuff up at all. All right. Let's get to it. All right. What else do I need to do? Okay, why can't I find that? Okay, everything is not... I must have accidentally moved apps around. How I did that, I don't know. You ever do? You go to look for an app and it's just not there? Oh, okay. It was drug up a row. That's fun. Okay. All right. Anyway, I digress. I'm trying to get to text. Yeah, my uh text messages were not on that bottom row. They were up. And I'm like, wait a second. Where is it? It shouldn't be there. So sometimes that you accidentally press and hold on your screen, it'll like allow you to move stuff or like they'll shake like that's why I did that. Yeah. Anyway, let's get into this for Versha. And then I'll set the timer. Let me get the timer at least set up, and then we'll start it once we're done with the question reading. So clarity on the call I got from school counselor Kashfi had seen the girl she has constant issue with write something very hurtful. So she complained to the teacher. The counselor talked to both of them, and then they seem okay. But she pointed out the off and on thing between the two. She did say that Kashfi behaved in a mature way and said, "What we are doing counseling her is awesome." I also shared a few important events that happened over the year between the two girls that were too much to handle. This girl is not changing her behavior and has poisoned a lot of kids against Kay in the classroom. Somehow I feel this is in Kay's favor. Yep. But then why did the counselor call me? I am so done with this ordeal. She gets then is portrayed as a bad person. I would love clarity on what's the actual deal from Pure Source Creation Energy. So I'm seeing this counselor calling you and reaching out about this event or this situation, kind of just as like a documentation, just to let you know, hey, this happened today. Not because they think there's anything wrong. It does feel very positive, and I do see that the teacher and the counselor and any other adults involved at the school see that she did handle this maturely. But let's just see if there's anything you need to know about this situation that is hidden, or just if it's very cut and dry. Like what does Versha need to know about this situation? Okay, so there may be some hidden elements. Again, what I'm seeing here is just entity interference. Entities looking to, get Kashfi upset or get her in trouble just to create drama. And weirdly enough, I see that if Kashfi had seen what the girl wrote and just ignored it, not told the teacher, the girl would have escalated it. So it was in Kashfi's best interest to like tell right away, this is what I saw, this is what's going on, and then let the teacher be the adult and try to handle the situation. That was a really good move on Kashfi's part, because if she had just tried to ignore it and like go about her stuff, the girl would have taken it up a notch. And again, by the girl, I mean the entities working through the girl, because it's not the girl making these decisions all on her own. That's a pretty, kids taunting each other and being mean and bullies. Like you think, oh, that's just kids being kids. That's just what they do. But really, no. True kids who aren't like fully on traumatized, and even kids who are traumatized are some of the most empathic kids you'll meet. But a lot of times it's entities working through little kids to misbehave and create chaos with their parents, with kids at school, with their friends, with just anyone around. Kids are very easy for entities to manipulate, because they play on their own fears and their own, just like fears of them being the one bullied, them being the one left out. Do we need to talk to the girl's parents at all? I did mention to the counselor that we don't want to create issue in the girl's life. What I'm seeing is very clear is the counselor's telling the girl's parents what she has done. Weirdly enough, it feels like the entity overreach is kind of hooked into these parents as well, to where they're probably like, oh, well, it's not that big a deal. Almost to the point where they're not even going to like reprimand their own kid about what she did. See, now if this was different and my kid wrote something really negative about a classmate, whether it was their friend or someone they didn't like or whatever, I would have a problem with that, because I don't want my kids to be a-holes. I really don't. Like, my kids don't have to be liked by everyone and people please everyone, not at all. But at the same time, they do not need to be bullies or a-holes to others, I'm very firm on, if you can't treat someone correctly, then you just need to remove yourself from the situation and just almost pretend they don't exist unless you have to work with them. Be as cordial as you need to be, but you don't have to overgive or go above and beyond. So let's see. Needing to talk to the girl's parents at all. Let's just see if that's Interestingly enough, it's maybe going to create more baggage and more talk, more gossip, more, who do these people think they are? You reaching out to us personally. Like these these people are kind of unhinged in their reasoning or ability to blow something way out of proportion, but not in their daughter's eye, like where their daughter's concerned, but like your reaction to what their daughter did. It's like they're blowing it out of proportion, your response to what the daughter did, rather than actually admitting, wow, our daughter was out of line and we really apologize, like a normal parent would do. Um, I do see, though, that the counselor has very thoroughly described the situation and previous situations to these parents. And let's just see their response to this. Because I'm getting a very almost like Seven of Wands defensive energy about their daughter doing no wrong, or this girl must have provoked her. Making excuses is really what I'm seeing. But let's just see. Oh, I always forgot to start the timer. Yeah, Four of Cups. It's like they're nitpicking. Well, what did this girl do to prompt our daughter to act like that? It's basically passing the buck, passing the blame. And the counselor's kind of almost in their mind like, well, I gave them the information. I let them know their daughter was a menace today. So like do with that what they will, but it's documented, and if their daughter steps out of line again, there may be further action that could be taken from the school. Maybe this other girl is told, you cannot talk to Kashvi anymore. You cannot treat her that way if her parents aren't willing to step in. So should S approach the father of the girl and talk about it? Let's just see if that would be a good idea. Again, there's like this provocative, like, don't poke me because I'll be provoked and then you won't like the outcome. Yeah, we have Six of Cups here. So it's like, even without him having to, I mean, if he feels compelled, like if the what I'm seeing is if there's an organic situation that arises, like say you're going to the Christmas program, usually the kids will put on like a musical Christmas program, and just so happens that S is sitting next to this husband and you guys start talking. If it comes up in a very organic kind of way, mentioning it in a non-blaming, non-accusatory way might be all right. But again, if you're saying, I need your daughter to leave my daughter alone, and you're already like pointing blame, these people are not going to take it well. Like they're already in defense mode with anything regarding their perfect little princess. It's like the energy coming forward to where you're not going to get the results you're hoping, or at the very least, things will just kind of remain as they are with this balanced Six of Cups here. Normally it's like Six of Pentacles is that balanced energy, but I'm getting a very balanced energy as far as, again, history repeating itself. When you get the Six of Cups, it's a very much past or past life energy. History might repeat itself. So not the worst idea ever, but probably would be better off just not saying anything, because the school is already kind of the mediator, or the, what's the word, like the judge, or you consider the school as the one you report to, or you need to pass any information, just get it to the school. And if they feel the need to pass any information on to the girl's parents, then they would, is kind of how I'm seeing it. Maybe we should just sit back and not talk. I feel this will repeat again. Yeah, and it's almost like if things again get taken up a notch, or it happens again, a week from now, a day from now, a month from now, a year from now. Hopefully not a year from now. Hopefully this girl will be a thing of the past for Kashvi's memory. But if things happen again, and then again, and then again, of course, at some point, something's got to give, because Kashvi goes to school to learn, first and foremost, potentially make friends. That's always something we hope is going on at school. But she does not go to school to be bullied or mistreated, or anything that this girl is doing. That's not why she's at school, and she should not be forced to have to put up with this crap, so to speak. Let's just see any closing statements, arguments. I might meet them tomorrow at Christmas event at school in the evening, and then Monday at Christmas party. Okay, it's funny because it's like, maybe just be, casual about it. But then this one is saying, if for you, because we were tuning into S, what he should do. But if the chance arises for you, specifically with this girl's mother, if there's a way you can share how her daughter's actions make your daughter feel, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Again though, these people are the type, they will take any little crumb of drama and make a full-on feast out of it. Um, so pick your battles accordingly, because if you what I'm seeing is if you bring up anything about their daughter, they will attack you like an ad hominem attack, which means, well, I don't have any actual fuel or evidence to point in the argument we're having, so I'm going to attack how you look. I'm going to attack how, you raise your kid. I'm going to attack how something that has nothing to do with the fact that her daughter wrote something really reprehensible on a piece of paper. They're going to just go off the rails about it. But if you feel intuitively, Versha, that you need to say something, then say something. But what I am seeing is, as a result of you potentially saying something, there could be further attack, retribution, whatever we want to call it. So best advice, let's just see best case scenario. If you do see this girl's parents, what should be your course of action? You personally, for Versha. Knight of Wands, just keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. If this woman somehow needs to come to you and say something, intuitively and Mama Bear will come to the party and respond. Speaking of Mama Bears, Iron Bear's here. I just saw you. Hi there. It says sometimes you have to be willing to bend the rules a little. And this is what I'm seeing is about spiritual protection and just keeping yourself in a good vibration, and most likely having some sort of conversation, altercation, confrontation, whatever we want to call it, with this girl's mom or dad or both. May not go according to plan, because this lady is wearing a fox shirt. Foxes are clever. They're sneaky. They'll go behind your back. They'll like lie straight to your face or pretend to be your friend to your face. And then the second you turn your back, they're like laughing at you with other people. It's just not, it's really, the energy is very much, these people are very controlled entity wise. And it's just better not even to get into it unless you're going through the school for any kind of repercussions that need to happen. Yeah. So yeah, trauma entities and people and children are rampant, makes interactions with people challenging, especially at work or school situation. Right, exactly. Yeah, and when we can clear our trauma, when we can clear, heal or reconcile or peel, whatever we want to call that, our trauma, even if entities are looking for something to hook into, because you've cleared it, there's nothing for them to hook into. Or at least there's less for them to hook into, if that makes sense. So I would say the counselor, the teacher, they know the dynamic. They know what's going on. And I do see that Kashfi isn't this girl's only target. She's one of at least 2 or 3 other girls and one boy, weirdly enough, that she targets. And again, it's not this girl making up her mind to target these kids. These are entities working through this girl because she's an easy target herself to be used by the entities to hook in and cause chaos and all sorts of crap. Yeah, bullies are just, they're so yesterday's news, if you ask me. All right, so I hope that helped. Yeah, the school very much knows that Kashfi is the bigger person, as they say, you'll be the bigger person. She took the mature route. She let the teacher know. She didn't try to take it on herself and try to resolve that herself, like maybe she had done in the past, like to tell these girls kind of where to stick it, or, you can't do that. She told the teacher. That was really good. And moving forward, that's a great playbook or a rule book to follow, is just tell the teacher, let the teacher handle it. Tell the teacher, tell the counselor, tell, and then let this girl suffer the consequences of her actions, or the entities working through her actions. As in she'll repeat this, and maybe it will escalate as the school is involved. Yeah, they give that vibe, so we'll go through the school only. Yeah, it's just easier because I'm I'm seeing like vigilante energy if, you confront these people outside, even if it's at the school, at a school function, but you just confront them directly or let them know directly, hey, I wish your daughter would leave my daughter alone. Or, really when they're already like dukes up, ready to fight defense mode, there's almost nothing you can say about their daughter that's not going to get them to want to retaliate or attack further. So anyway, I hope that helped. But yeah, she did the right thing, and I do see her just moving forward. If this girl is any kind of issue anymore, keep telling the teacher, keep following that same playbook. It's going to benefit her greatly because this girl has very vigilante entity justice going on for her own self that she's going to crash and burn with these teachers and counselors, that they're very clear she's the problem, not Kashvi. Kashvi's kind of the directed target of some of her attacks, and then 2 other girls and another boy are also. But I do see the 2 girls, the 2 other girls in this situation don't really speak up about it. They just take the abuse and try to ignore it. Like, we were talking about if Kashvi had ignored it, the girl would take it up a notch. So it was a good thing that Kashvi did tell the teacher what she saw. These other 2 little girls kind of just take it in silence. And if it does become too much, I do see them finally speaking up, but there won't be kind of a paper trail of proof that this girl said this to me this day, she did this to me that day, then this day she did this other thing. So it's good that Kashvi kind of gets these documented, or at least lets an adult know, so that when, if not when, but if things escalate, she's kind of got a paper trail or proof or documentation that this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. This is a pattern of events. This is not just a one-off that these other poor girls that are getting picked on by this girl don't have, because they just swallow it and sit in silence with it. But I do see that there's a boy that has said something at least 2 to 3 other times about this girl and some of her friends, about the way they treat him. That's also kind of being documented. So they understand. They may not tell you as a parent of one of her targets, no, we got her number. We know her operation. She's on our radar, but she is. Even if they don't tell you that, she's on their radar as a problem child. Yeah. 2 other girls, Sanvi and Anvita. Let's see. Oh, that's good. Sometimes a strict homeroom teacher that's mature, like that's what some of these kids need, because if they are going to do something, it's going to be very clear who the problem is. Let's just see if those are the other 2 girls. Okay, at least one of them so far, but let's just see. Yeah, for sure. I think it most likely does involve at least one, if not both of these 2 girls that you just said the names of. And this is something, it's definitely girls that she's targeted in the past. It's not just Kashvi, but other girls that this girl has had run-ins with the past. So if those 2 girls that you mentioned there have had run-ins with this girl or her friend group in the past, for sure. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's S for sure. Sanvi, however you say her name. I can definitely feel that girl as one of this girl's targets. And Anvita, or Anvita, however you pronounce her name, I see she's maybe the least targeted of those 2. And then Kashvi's kind of one of her main targets, and also Sanvi are kind of her more main targets, because the girl A just came from India. Okay, that makes sense, because this girl likes to point out how people are othered, or, oh, well, you don't look like me, or you don't act like me, or you don't talk like me, so like you're not as good as me. Like, it's she's a bully herself, the A girl. Oh, that's hilarious. Sometimes it does take one to know one. That's hilarious. But yeah, I see the stuff with Anvita potentially. The girl that Kashvi's having issues with is kind of just eventually going to leave Anvita alone, because she's not getting the rise she was hoping. Yeah, some bullies don't know when to stop until they are held accountable. They will keep on doing it. And that's usually when they get caught. So that's why I always tell my kids, if someone is at you picking, especially like in sports, anything sports related, the refs only always ever see the retaliation, not the original offense. So if Kashvi is gonna like retaliate in any way, or any of these other girls or this boy are gonna retaliate in any way, it's usually the retaliation that gets caught or is seen by the ref or the teacher or the counselor or the whoever, the duty teacher on the playground. It's not usually the first offense or the person offending. It's the retaliation of the offense that usually gets called out or caught. So it's better to just go, especially in these school and even work dynamics, to just go tell the supervisor, the manager, the HR, the whatever, rather than retaliate or try to solve it on your own. Because some of these people are like, oh, here we go. I got a victim. I got a player in the game. Like, as hands off as you can be with these bullies, and let whoever's in charge at these establishments, allow them to take the wheel as much as you can. If things escalate and these authority figures are not taking the wheel, that's when maybe the parents need to step in and see something done about it. But it's usually never a good idea for the kids themselves to like go retaliate against bully. Not that that's what she's doing or that you've told her to do that. I know that's not on your radar at all to do, but just maybe even explaining to Kashvi why I want you to tell the teacher and the counselor or the whoever, rather than try to solve it with the girl, because it's just not going to go well. Because the girl doesn't want to be told what to do. Even if she knows she's wrong for what she's doing, she doesn't want to be told that by the person she's trying to victimize. Yeah, it clearly told Kay. Oh, wait. But the problem is it's more the child, it's the entity. It's pointless to even engage. Exactly. So let these authorities deal with any kind of punishment or consequences, just let it be out of your hands. And then you don't have to deal with these entities as much hands-on. Let the school deal with it. That's what your tax dollars are paying for. No. I've clearly told Kay that if someone is being offside or hurting you physically, you have to report absolutely, because you need a pattern of disrespect, a pattern of abuse, a pattern of instances to be able to report something. If you're just silently taking abuse for years at a school or a workplace, and then you finally reach a breaking point and speak up, you're usually going to look crazy because you're so amped up because it's been going on for so long that you're just so freaking sick of it that you look like the crazy one. Yeah. So even something minor, just get it recorded or get it reported to the teacher. Oh, you might need a timestamp. Well, I can take care of that for you, my dear. 137:27. All right. So let's get that question for Jessa. And for some reason, I feel like we need to go back to the Wake Me Up Tarot that we used for our reading today. What do I need to know or do? I am so blessed, and I know that the job is on the way eventually, but my bills are due now. Come on, True Spirit, right? Let's do this thing. Like, what are we waiting for? The dreaded P word, patience. Oh my gosh, if I have to hear be patient one more time, universe, come on. All right, one card pull, but it's never one card. So like, what does she need to know? What does she need to know? All right. Oh, stepping on out of that matrix. This is my I'm out of the matrix card, the Fool. And she literally has not ready to prepare to jump or take that leap of faith, but she's in full-on Delulu. I'm going to let the universe catch me as I fall. I have no wings, but I have this, Mary Poppins umbrella that's going to guide me down. And we even have a little blue bird. I don't know what kind of bird that is. I actually saw a bird, like a bird field guide at Goodwill yesterday. I almost got it, and there was also like a wildflower field guide. But the problem was they were from the UK. Not that that's a problem, but like I want more birds and wildflowers in my area. Not to say there isn't overlap. There absolutely is, but I want to make sure they were birds and wildflowers in my area. But they were UK field guides. So yeah, or British, Great Britain. I don't know what do they call that country now. I don't even know. That's how out of it I am. I get that card of 7 of Pentacles all the time. Oh, card 7 of Pentacles all the time. Yeah, the patience. Yeah. I took it for years in school, but one day I did speak up when a boy pointed out he wanted to get in bed with me. Yeah, it's just at that point it's already crossed the line, and then you just have to, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry you had to deal with that, Versha. It's so off-putting having to deal with that crap. But yeah, this is about being in your Delulu girl era, taking that leap of faith. What does she need to know? What does she need to know and do? Okay, party it up. Just enjoy the holidays. I know this is like flying in the face of like, give me concrete steps in this job search. But it is just saying to be in a high vibe. I mean, look how joyful she is. And I just heard bluebird of happiness as I said joyful. Bluebird of happiness. And we've got parties here, events, holidays. You know, just party it up. Not, you know, not like in the day, back in the day, but like whatever party it up means to you specifically, Jessa. Like being in happiness, being in joy, spending time with those you love. This is going to put you in alignment. Let's just see anything else she needs to know or do to bring this job in sooner than later, because hello, bills are due. Please, Spirit, please. Spirit, please. 6 of Swords. It's our internet card. We did get this in our internet reading, as you probably well know, because you were here earlier, but we have 2 of Swords, which is about confusing energy. But what I'm actually seeing with this is you have been and are and have been straddling 2 timelines. One where you have this job, one where you have this other job, maybe multiple timelines, not just 2. One where you're unemployed still and still and still and still. But something's gonna give. There may even be some short distance travel just in your area. Maybe you're driving to a friend's house, or you know, maybe dropping off some baked goods. I'm seeing potential of you dropping off some cookies or something that you made, baked goods. You're dropping these off and gifting them to somebody in your kind of within 30-mile radius of your home that is acting as like a what do they call it when you like an act of service, not a sacrifice, like I'm sacrificing, like an act of goodwill, or like a, you know, a giving of a gift to someone, good faith. I don't know what word I'm actually looking for. Thank you, perimenopause brain. But it's almost acting as like, oh, an offering. That's the word I'm looking for. Giving something that you put your, you know, your work and your love and your magic into in the kitchen, and gifting that to someone is almost acting as an offering to the universe. Like I'm so abundant, I'm just giving it away because I'm so abundant. That is what's going to really start to bring something in for you. Let's just see anything else Jessa needs to know and do to get this job sooner than later, get that abundance flowing yet again. Vanishing mirror, ego sublimation. So this is just about really tuning back into spirit. And, you know, there's these, because that's the thing is like ego will always hook in on what is there to fear? What is there to complain or bitch about? What is there to, you know, whatever is negative. So this is about taking again, there are very real world fears that you have right now when you haven't had that job for over a year now. The money's running out, bills are due. Like that's a very real, raw fear that you're in right now. That ego will like to, you know, really hook into and keep like front and center, front and center, front and center. And I think that's really why this advice to, you know, take that leap anyway, be in your Delulu girl era, celebrate with friends, party it up, you know, again, spiritually partying it up, not, you know, I know you're not out here just getting wasted and all the fun things. You know, connecting with those you love, being in joy, celebrating soul sister connections, whatever that exactly looks like for you. That is going to solidify that timeline where that job is coming in. And this is kind of what's maybe also keeping that cycle, that loop going and going and going. And we can all get hooked into this because it is such a big part of the matrix programming. it's just almost like a default setting that most of us are operating in without even knowing it. Any other? Let's go to the animal apothecary. This one's calling my name yet again. Anything else Jessa needs to know about getting this job? Brianna's here. Hello, my dear. Good to see you. I loved your wedding photos. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely just high vibe. Beautiful, glowing. I can't say enough good words. Just stunning. Love it. All right, Jessa, any other guidance, advice, wisdom from True Spirit in getting this ball rolling in abundance and the job? Nourish the shadow. Ooh. And we have the number 33 there. That might be relevant. Maybe you're seeing a lot of 33s on the clock. And it's interesting because we could consider the ego part of the shadow. But that doesn't mean you nourish the shadow or the ego to like inflate itself. You're giving it what it feels it's lacking from your spirit. Just loving it anyway is how this feels, to integrate it. It's like an integration of the ego, integration of the shadow into your true spirit, to just accept and encompass and envelop and love and embody true spirit, to almost vanish the ego itself. Wow. I want one more. What else do I need here for Jessa's reading? This one. Anything else for Jessa getting that job, having that abundance start flowing sooner than later? Please, Spirit, what does she need to know? Bo, you are highly thought of. This is no mystery to you. You know, in your industry, you are like, we need you yesterday, but we can't afford you. Like you totally already know this and understand this. But just knowing this, again, not from that ego perspective. And I don't see that you even incorporate that as an ego perspective. But this is more from a spiritual perspective, that you know what you're doing. You know how you can benefit this company or that company or whatever company that is giving you an offer. You know what you bring to the table. You know what you offer from that spiritual place, not just as this ego, like, I know what I'm doing. I have the information. I have the intelligence. So like, why am I not getting the job? We already kind of know it's because they can't afford you. But let's just see. Anything else you need to know? Anything else at all for Jessa getting this job sooner than later? Please, Spirit. Okay. Well, we have a couple that want to come out. Wealth. Yes, please. That's what we're asking. Bring some abundance through. We have two more. Career and Seahorse. Family matters. And of course, Miss Mermaid herself, Jessa Solar Siren. We've got cards just falling off my lap here. And this one fell into my lap. 9 of Pentacles. Your hard work is paying off. That's abundance right there. That's wealth right there. Look at that. Lap of luxury is what I just heard. So this is coming back online for you in your energy field, in the flow. Career, Seahorse, family matters. I'm really getting vibes of not so much your mom's energy, like trying to hook into you, but this right here, family matters. Family does matter to you. The one that you have in your immediate vicinity, your children. You know, Sam, your extended family that you are building these relationships with. But family matters. You know, taking that drama and trauma that you've been through with your mom, and instead of, again, you know, you've done what you need to do there, and it's balls in her court. Now this is about focusing on the goodness, the amazing connections, friends that feel like family, your children, your boyfriend, extended family, you know, that you still do love and cherish and talk to and want a seat at your table. Giving that the priority in your life over, you know, focusing on maybe what's broken or what needs fixed or what will maybe never be fixed or what have you, especially the things going on with your mom. Yeah. And then we have chair empty. Someone is leaving your life. And again, this is already just like your mom's energy. Why? Anything else Jessa needs to know about her mom? Ooh. Tulip. Great passion. And this is like the tulip. Weirdly enough, if you had watched those fire vlogs, there were these tulips that you could see. Well, there were like 3 other tulips on a different wall, but you could see this big red tulip painted, and it was painted like that on our upstairs like ceiling when we moved in. And it, I even looked up what the symbolism of tulip was back in the day because they painted that there, and it represents friendship. So especially in regards to your mom, it's like instead of funneling all of that or all of that energy you were giving, whether you were meaning to or not, in her direction, you're instead funneling that back into the things you're passionate about, your friendships, again, your deep connections. Friendship card was that 3 of Cups, that's soul family. And your children are your soul family, your friends are your soul family, your boyfriend's soul family. Like, the people that actually want to pour back into you is what you're pouring into. And that will help bring this job sooner than later. But it can't come soon enough. Like, let's get, please, universe, let's get the show on the road. It's time. Or in Mariah Carey's words, it's time. I know that was so off key. I'm not Mariah Carey-like, but you get the vibe. You get the gist of it. It's time. Yeah. Anywho, I digress. Thank you. I was so nervous getting ready by myself. Oh, you did all that by yourself? Your hair looked so cute and beautiful and just stunning, and your makeup and just your overall glow and vibe was just next level, girlfriend. Oh my gosh, beautiful. Linda's here. Yeah, that crown was so beautiful. And that is the color. Those are the colors we've been talking about for you. So like, you understood the assignment. I love that. I love that so much. So cool. Hi, Linda. I hope you're doing good. Good to see you. Yeah, it's I think that time. It's time that we've run out of donations, I think. Yes. We have completed all of the readings that I have donations for today. But if you're just joining us, you missed a really mind-blowing, synchronistic webinar presentation. I don't know what we're calling that thing. But when I post this, the timestamp, oh yeah, I can totally still be here for a reading. Absolutely. But this is going to be the timestamp I'm going to put up for the reading to start if you want to kind of bypass all the chit chat at the beginning. We started at 16 minutes, 22 seconds in, and that was just presenting what we're talking about. And then we did the reading about 20 minutes after that at 36 minutes. And then this was Jess's timestamp. I forgot to write her name. Now we got it. Okay. So Brianna also donated. I just saw that pop up. I'm so charged up. What do I need to hear right now? 1 card pull. Well, let's start with the Shaman's Dream Oracle since we have it. Why not? What does Brianna need to hear right now? She is so charged up. I love it. Aw, Versha was on Brianna's mind. She gazed at her mandala painting, and she was truly on her mind. I love that. All right. For Brianna, what does she need to know right now? From True Spirit. Ooh, the authentic self is stepping forward, the many masks. I love that. And the 38 adds up to an 11, which is about divine union. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. This is about doing things your way, and not your way from personality, ego, all this stuff, but from true spirit, bringing your true spirit front and center. Amazing. That was a whole reading right there. Oh my gosh. I love this. Let's get one more and we'll also go to tarot, get some hot gossip on what Brianna needs to know right now because she's so charged up. Eyes of the eagle rising above the fray. It's like literally stepping yourself right up, this right there, right up on out of this matrix. It's about closing out those old cycles, stepping into this new partnership. This really does feel like an extended reading of what we did for you last, carry the one, was it Friday? Friday. No, I had a migraine Friday. Wednesday, a week ago. Last time we were here. Let's go to the gold foil tarot. There we go. All right, I just heard the riffle shuffle, so I'm going to do that too. Clear all that energy out to tune into Brianna's lovely energy, true spirit. You're literally in that exact space. Isn't that amazing? Like, you just can't make it up. Oh my goodness. Okay, look at that. Golden opportunity is what I heard. And then I just heard the goose that laid the golden egg as we're using the gold foil tarot. So goose that laid the golden egg. So goose, we've got our bald eagle here. We've got someone who's removed the masks, and I'm seeing this almost like face embedded in the heart chakra there. And I'm really reading that as like ancestor help, ancestor protection. Something about the DNA is alchemizing, transmuting, oh, chills, false self. And you have an opportunity, maybe even this is a service you will eventually offer, or just some sort of coaching or mentoring, or even just healing practice or modality where you're helping people clear, um, again, matrix masks, false masks, ego masks, ancestral curses. Man, oh man, this is so in alignment. I could spontaneously combust. You did say you were charged up, so you're not lying. Oh my goodness. Yes. I just have so many chills. Like, I don't even know where to go with this, but like, I think you already know. It's like your root work. Boom. There it is. Yes. All things yes. I just heard all systems go as well. The goose that laid the golden egg. And then I just heard what came first, the goose or the egg, the chicken or the egg. So it's almost like, wow. It's almost like getting to the literal root cause, like so much so that there's no longer a debate as to what came first, the chicken or the egg, the golden goose or the golden egg, which one came first, because you're getting to the root of something before either of those probably even existed, to clear anything that is false or artificial or not real or inauthentic. First, you're doing this and kind of using yourself as the guinea pig for this blueprint reset is what I just heard. Clearing off, oh, so many chills today, especially on this reading. Yeah, clearing false, getting back to the true blueprint before the false matrix. So this is you tuning into ancestral wisdom that existed before this false grid was put in place. Right? What came first? The nothingness. Yeah, absolutely. And look, this person's almost like in a void space. Once they've released all of that or let go of all of that false, they're almost just left in this like misty, foggy, almost nothingness or void space, kind of like a gray. You know, sometimes you think void, you think blackness and dark and womb energy. I'm almost getting like gray, foggy, and I just heard gray matter, like in the brain. Like this is literally as you rewrite or recode, reconfigure the DNA back to the original blueprint, the gray matter in the brain comes online. Oh, and the number 38, there we are. Oh, that's been following you since the activation. Oh my gosh, you cannot make this stuff up. And then there's the 18, which added up to a 9 as well. So these might be some power numbers or just confirmation numbers you're getting. Closing statement, just anything else Brianna needs to know. Where are we going? Clarifying life situations. I heard riffle shuffle again, so I'm going to do that. I'm just going to, oops, false start. There we go. One more. I heard one more. Okay, here we go. Anything else Brianna needs to know right now? She just loves this reading. I love it. Yay. All right. So we have adapt and thrive. It's not adapting to the false matrix. It's adapting back to the original before there's any debate as to, is this real? Is this false? You're reaching back to the root. Adapt and thrive. Luck flows with change. Stay flexible, embrace shifts, and learn from the journey as answers reveal themselves. Again, speaking to the heart from the ancestral lineage through the blueprint. And I'm also hearing that word flexible. That may even be that as you kind of move and dance and stretch, it's like these codes are embedding in your very fibers and cells as you do. I have just such chills. I love this. Yeah, just literally stretching, because what I'm seeing is almost like the wind of the breath of your ancestors, like almost as the sails open up to the wind to be able to move forward. It's like the cells and the fibers and the tendons and the ligaments and the bones and everything in your body is releasing what's false to receive the breath of the truth of the original without no copy, ancestral activations, DNA, blueprint, the root work that you want to do. Oh my gosh, yoga practice has been out of this world. I'm so nauseous. Oh my gosh. It's like breath of life. And sometimes when we are breathed into, think of someone being revived back from the dead. They may be choking and sputtering and very confused, and things are all over the place. They don't feel well because they're recalibrating, reorienting themselves. So it's almost like the breath of your ancestors has breathed that true original blueprint back into you. And it's not like you've just been laying around waiting for something to happen. You've been doing the work, and that's why this is happening now. To where now it's just, there may even be some, as you receive these codes and this information that are coming through from your ancestors during this reading, and just anytime you're doing what you're doing and doing it so well, it may bring up some kind of symptoms that maybe are not the happiest, like nausea, or maybe you're sore from stretching or what have you. But this is to get it all out, to get what doesn't need to be there out. So I hope that resonated for you. Wow, what a powerful reading. I just never know what's coming through, and when it does, it even blows me away. So I love this. So exciting. Brianna, you're just on a woman on a mission here, and it's just so beautiful. I love it. I love it. Yeah, we're all getting activated due to the realignment, specifically in the root chakra, purging all the trauma for good. Yeah. And if you at all resonated with what was coming through for Brianna, it really does feel like those who have the ears to hear and the eyes to see and the mouth to speak and the heart to listen as well, you're ready too. And there's things you can do, or just receive. Be ready to receive, because it's not all about getting out there and grinding and hustling. Sometimes it's literally just stepping out of all the bullshit and the busyness and just allowing yourself to receive what is yours and has been taken from you, or restricted from you, or hijacked from you, and just calling it back home. Oh, our messages always go together in this room. I love it. And it is because we are so connected, not just through this matrix net, but through spirit itself. And there's no accident that, we find ourselves where we find ourselves and communicate with who we communicate with. Whether we're all in our lives, each other's lives for a season, or, a full-on cycle, or a whole lifetime. I mean, that doesn't even matter. It's just the fact that we all got to kind of touch down in each other's lives, even if it's just for a moment or a reading, or 3 years, 10 years, who knows. But it's all very divinely inspired and orchestrated. I love it. I'm so overheated right now because of all of this energy just coming through. Can you feel it? Woo, I can feel it. I love it. Whew, I need to cut my hair very soon. I'm ready for the purge of the ends of my hair. So ready. So ready. It's going to happen probably after the holidays at this point, because let's be honest, things are busy right now for a lot of people and a lot of businesses and moms out here with all the school programs and shopping and connections and gatherings and get-togethers and fun stuff. Yeah. All right. So, oh, you did feel it in my heart was fluttering. It's been fluttering a lot since I returned from Panama City. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, there are a lot of upgrades going on. Root chakra, all the chakras really, but I've been feeling a lot between heart, higher heart, root, sacral has been really popping off, just embedded, just programming coming up to be purged, and those original codes just restoring. I feel it in the fibers of my being, and I love it. Iron Bear recently started my own TikTok to help others understand Parkinson's. My wife encouraged me to do it. I was kind of wondering if that will take off. I know things don't happen overnight. Oh my gosh, that's so cool that you're educating people, or just letting people know, hey, this is a thing. Start understanding it, because I know it affects quite a few people. Just in my own personal life, I've known at least 3 people that have, some have since passed, but other people that have had Parkinson's. And I think famous examples, they say that Robin Williams did have it, but I don't know that it was confirmed until after his death. And also Michael J. Fox. Yeah, that's awesome though that you're educating people. I love that. Let's see. Okay, Linda has donated and put question in chat. There's her question. All right. let's get into this for Linda. Lovely Linda. A lot of stress now, financial year end, son's health, my own emotional health, siblings' well-being, etc. What is the most important to focus on versus what do I not need to worry about and expand my energy on? Okay. All right, let's tune in. So I'm already seeing just your stress levels, your health, your emotional health, your just overall happiness levels are kind of like ground zero is what I'm seeing. Ground zero. Oh wow, okay. But as I say that, I was going to expand and then I read the cards and I'm like, okay, I definitely need to expand this. As you feel certain things, or you know that your siblings are going through this thing, your son's health is going this way, and all these other things are going on. It's almost like this connected web that leads back to you. Even if like your life, you're flying high and things are great, if your son is struggling, your siblings are struggling, and there's financial stuff going on, like it just you can't fly too high or it'll just bring you down. So really it is all connected, but I do see ground zero, it would be starting with your own health. Emotional health is kind of like first and foremost, even more than physical health for you specifically. And you did say your own emotional health. I'm having like itchy ear canals right now. Sorry. The number 32 here. Funny enough, growing up in my hometown, on the cable, we had like the basic cable package, which MTV was on channel 32. I will remember that till my dying day for God knows what reason. But when I read the 32, I just thought I can read 32 all day long, all the time, and never be reminded of the fact it was channel 32 MTV for me personally. But the fact that this is coming up is, MTV started out as music videos and then it became like reality TV. And now it literally it's not on the air anymore. Like it just went off the air this year or is going off the air if it hasn't already. So RIP MTV. Hey, that rhymed. But what I'm seeing is get up and dance, do some movement, allow that emotional, especially if you're feeling excited, if you're feeling angry, if you're feeling, just get up and move in whatever intuitive way you're guided to move. If that looks like moving to some music that you put on, great. If that looks like just getting up and punching the air because you're angry about life, like, of course, if you're living with people and they're looking over at you and you're just like, "Ah," they might be like, should I call somebody? Like, are you okay? Maybe let the people around know, hey, I need to freak out for a second. Like, let me just move this anger out of my body, or whatever the way that it would be. But I do see there is a major shift going on. That's why it seems like everything is kind of coming up to the surface. These health issues with your son, your emotional health, the stress of finances, stuff going on with your siblings. It all is just kind of coming to a head is what this really feels like. Let's get some very real advice and wisdom for Linda, in alignment with her true spirit, to see advice, wisdom, guidance to handle and deal and kind of navigate all of this stuff that's going on. Aw. Okay, so there's definitely this link to what's going on with your son and then, your own emotional stuff. A lot of your emotional health stuff is directly linked to your worries, your love, all the stuff that you direct toward your son or that he directs toward you. There is this really very real and visceral reaction that you have when you know he's struggling or suffering in some way that emotionally affects you as his mom. And like, of course, like that makes so much sense. But I do see him getting a clean bill of health as a result of maybe some sort of, I'm seeing like health scare or like kind of not near death experience, but some like kind of like a wake up call kind of energy, something that should have been one way that he's like, can be like, that could have been so much worse than it actually is. Like, I'm so grateful. This is what I'm dealing with rather than like this other consequence. So it's almost like this wake up call for him, his current health struggles, that are going to lead him to a much healthier, happier life. And there may even be something going on in his love life or whatever it is that's going on in his love life that has caused him a lot of emotional stress that's now coming out in physical health. Let's just see anything Linda needs to know about that. I don't know how detailed about, his love life, but, we don't need to go into the specifics of it, just more the overall what's going on. Ground zero for sure. I love the challenge item gaming. Yeah, I usually like to walk it out. Yeah, walk it out. I love that. I'll pace it out in my kitchen or I'll go somewhere and walk. I love that. Had an MRI and it was all good. Neurologist appointment on Monday. Okay, let's just see. Specifically with your son's health and this relationship stuff. Okay. So there may be some plans. It's not that he's taken action or that, anyone he's dating or was dating or, stuff woulda, coulda, shouldas of life. There's some plans that he has that he hasn't followed through on, but once he's ready to take a leap of action or a leap of faith in taking action on some plan, regarding his love life or just how he emotionally connects to the people he loves in his life, be them friends, a significant other, his parents, his, friends, family, extended family, all this stuff. I see that he's going to make a very clear plan for himself and then start taking action on this plan. It may even have to do with like physical health stuff, like eating right, exercising, stuff like that. It can look very much like that on the surface. But what I'm seeing for him specifically is a very real internal shift that he's going through that you will then see reflected in his physical health for the better. Again, as a result of kind of this wake up call, kind of health scare kind of stuff he's going through currently. Anything else Linda needs to know for her own? We're kind of returning back to you and your energy. Aw. Yeah, just making your home like a peaceful, cozy, happy place to be. And if there are some problem, I'm seeing specifically there may be a one or two problem areas where maybe the organization has gone off the rails or there's a bit of clutter accumulated. Whichever one you see as the main priority, just tackle it. Even if you're only able to spend 5 minutes on a drawer or a closet or, an area in your living room or, your kitchen or wherever the case may be. Maybe laundry's piled up, whatever it is specifically for you, Linda, even just taking 5 minutes, you may find that after 5 minutes of just kind of tackling this thing that's kind of been weighing on you as far as clutter or disorganization goes in the home, you'll learn that pretty quickly, like, no, I can actually do more than 5 minutes. I'm going to do 10 minutes. Actually, I'm 10 minutes in. Like, let me just put on a podcast and like knock this whole thing out right here. And before you know it, you've made a lot of progress. It's just almost like you've been waiting maybe potentially for some motivation to strike before you dive in and tackle this corner or that drawer or that closet or whatever the case may be. But you're just, again, not that inspiration can't strike. It absolutely can. And it usually strikes when we're not at home. Do you guys notice that? It's like I'm driving to meet a friend or I'm, whatever, or I'm out shopping and I just get this inspiration to like declutter my whole house and my whole life. And then I get home and it's like the wind comes out of my sails and I'm like, I could nap. I could take a nap, Always usually happens for me either in the shower or when I'm out and about. I don't know why. But there will, if you're not feeling that inspiration, that motivation, again, just set a 5-minute timer and do as much as you can in that time. And if you do feel like, okay, I've done enough for now, allow yourself to step away. But maybe the next day set a 6-minute timer and the next minute set a 7-minute timer. But I really do see that as you kind of get into the rhythm of doing a project to declutter something or somewhere around the home, that will just that momentum will start to build on itself and you'll feel really inspired. All right, closing statement for Linda. And just all the stress. The decluttering will definitely help. Just attuning, getting the emotions, allowing yourself to feel. Maybe that's even something you do. It's really coming clear now too. Instead of just feeling overwhelmed, because usually when someone's like, I feel overwhelmed. Well, if you can't, there's no actual feeling or emotion that is overwhelmed. It's usually 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7. All the kids are saying that. Emotions that are just jumbled to where you're like, I'm overwhelmed. Like, I don't know. There's so much going on. I don't even know. So it might benefit you to just sit down, close your eyes, put your hands on your heart, just feel your heartbeat under your hands, feel your breath coming in and out of your lungs slowly, just slow it down and just be present. And if there's thoughts or worries popping into your head, allow them to be there. And then just allow yourself to feel in your body okay, I think what I'm feeling right now is overwhelmed. Okay, so let me try to break this overwhelm down into individual feelings that are creating this chaotic overwhelm feeling. Okay, I'm kind of angry. I'm angry at myself because I didn't do that thing I said I would do yesterday, and now I have to do it tomorrow, and I already don't have time tomorrow. Just even if you have to kind of tell the story to yourself, but then just feel in my body, where do I feel this overwhelm? Where do I feel this anger at myself because I didn't do the thing I said I was going to do, and now I got to do it tomorrow? I'm mad at my brother because he did this thing. I'm mad at my son because he didn't take better care of himself. Or, I'm scared. I'm scared that something bad is going to happen. Allow those feelings to be there. That doesn't mean they're real and true, like in the greater reality of your life, but they feel very real and true in your body right now. And sometimes just allowing yourself the time and space to kind of deconstruct or decompress from just that carrying the weight of overwhelm in and of itself is like a release, or like a pressure valve being let off so that you don't feel so tamped down with emotion and feeling and emotional stress and just worry. Closing statements. Anything else Linda needs to know here? Anything else at all? Yeah, just finding that good balance, taking that time out to just connect with not even the things that bring you joy and happiness and the things you want to do, but just to be present in whatever chaos is going on within you, in your emotions, your feelings, or if you're really excited about something, allow yourself time to just process that excitement. We don't have to just keep jumping, and I'm very guilty of this, jumping from one to-do list section to the other, to the other, to the other, and then finally rewarding myself after everybody's kind of winding down after dinner and before bed, then to like reward myself with bath time where I can then kind of start to decompress. Maybe again, like you're setting that 5-minute timer for the decluttering. Maybe you're setting a 5-minute timer to just, and even if you're confused and don't know what you feel, just connecting with your body for even 3 minutes. I would say even 30 seconds is enough for you to at least start to allow some of what doesn't need to be there to start sloughing off. But yeah, temperance and everything it represents is just about balance. Not overdoing it, Oh, yes, I can pull you a tea leaf. Absolutely. These are fun. All right. Overall outcome in regards to the issue she's dealing with. Let's see. Let's spill the tea. No pun intended. We just spilled it. We did spill it. You wanted one. You're getting like 12. So here we go. We're just going to read them out, and I'll let you interpret these because look at all of this. Okay. They're all relevant though. But this kind of maybe goes with the overwhelm that you're feeling. Hand, in need of help, assistance, and guidance. That's kind of maybe where you're currently at. Owl, good advice from a wise person. Maybe that's this reading right now, or you're having a good conversation with a good friend of yours and she's shedding light on how you're feeling and you're not feeling so weighed down or alone. Love, bringing more love into the situation. Horseshoe, some good luck is coming in. But I do see this as a result of you just almost surrendering to spirit. Not that fatalistic surrender, like, I guess this is what my life is, but like that surrender to spirit. Surrendering your worries, giving them to God, as they say, but surrendering to spirit. Allow, or arrow, but allow. Ooh. Allow things to be chaotic, but just without, it is what it is. Arrow, you are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. And I just heard true north. So whatever that is your priority, what is your true north? Go in that direction. Angel, spiritual guidance and protection from harm. I love that, especially with any kind of health, emotional health, all that stuff. Mule, someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. I see this as sibling energy in your life. Wedge, someone is trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. I'm really seeing this as your own priorities or your own worries is kind of this wedge here that is maybe you just hoping or wishing you could jump in and fix it for someone, specifically maybe around your son, maybe some advice or guidance you gave him that he's like, I know, Mom, I already know. Or, something, it's not major, but it's enough that it's like, oh man. Woman, dealings or relationship with a woman. Again, I'm really seeing this as your energy here, Linda. How are you dealing and relating with your own emotions, your own thoughts, your own physical health and happiness. And then dog, protection from a powerful friend. I love that. There's a lot of protection here, Linda. So as far as worries go, we can always borrow trouble when we worry. It's just how we humans almost navigate this matrix, is from this state of overwhelm and worry. In the grand scheme of your life, a lot of these things that you're maybe worrying or mulling over right now aren't even going to be on your radar this time next year. So hopefully this gives you some peace of mind and some hopefully practical steps how to feel what's actually going on so that emotional overwhelm just isn't so front and center for you. Practical steps, yeah. And I see that as you really kind of come home ground zero and really work on, in whatever way you decide to work on just getting your own emotional house in order, these other things, your son, your siblings, financial stuff, it'll all the chips will fall where they may, but in a very balanced way. It's like as you balance yourself, all this external craziness will also balance out without you even having to put effort toward it. That's the beauty of this, is when you really come home to yourself and really balance your energy, the things you then experience in the external world and your relationships, those all also start to balance out as well. It's like magic. All of the T cards resonated so much. Aw, big hugs to you, Linda, and happy holidays. I hope you have some stress relief from everything you've been dealing with, because it really does feel heavy. It does feel like a lot, but you got this. I mean, hopefully that's not like, oh, you got this. I hope some practical advice came through that like helps you know, no, I got this. I can do this. Like, yes, we can do this. Two of my messages were deleted from the chat feed. Kay had shared what the girl had written to her. Oh no! I haven't even looked at the chat except like where Linda was responding to me. Were they like up top or like down below? Let's see. I do see heart fluttering in Panama City. Oh, since you returned. Visiting dolphins, a huge fish waving with its fin, and a huge stingray. Oh, how cool. Also baby geckos, wrens, butterflies, and even squirrels. Oh, that's so neat. Was that the comment or was it a different comment? You'll have to let me know. Oh my god, itchy ear canals. I've been wondering what that is, and I'm just like doing all this like perimenopause research, and I guess that's a thing during perimenopause. Any of my other perimenopausal or menopausal, postmenopausal ladies out there confirm that that's a symptom for your journey through this thing we call menopause, perimenopause. I know it's weird because I almost feel like I'm borrowing trouble, like talking about all this menopause stuff, because I'm like not quite yet near menopause age, but that's maybe like a common misconception. We think, well, menopause literally technically is once you've had no period for one whole year, you're considered in menopause. So it's like a one moment time is menopause. But before that time, they call that perimenopause. And then after that time, they call it postmenopause. So I'm like, but the perimenopausal stage can last for some women up to 15 years before they're then considered postmenopause. And I did not know that until probably 2 years ago. I'm like, why do I feel all these ways that they talk about when you're in menopause? And I'm nowhere near that age yet, but like, it's not like far off. It's somewhere off in the distance. I don't even know. Let me just Google the average age of a woman that is like average age someone goes into menopause. Let's just see. And by someone, I mean a woman, obviously, because men don't really have menopause. And just like them to name it menopause. Funny. Okay, I'm not getting a clear answer. Oh, average age is 51 in the United States. I want to say my mom was like 54 when she did. But that's not unheard of either. I know Sloan Bella, she's a psychic here on YouTube. She talked about when she was 54, turning 55 when her son passed away. That's about the time that she went into menopause herself. So yeah, that's not too late or whatever. But I do know people, I mean, if you have like a hysterectomy, you kind of go into like a forced menopause, even if you're not in that age range. I have a friend that's like 48 that's already in full on menopause. So it's like not beyond the realm of possibility that it's coming for me and coming for me fast. The way it goes. Yeah. Off for a walk. Will you enjoy your walk? Yes. Have a good one. Aw, I'm so glad you were able to connect and that I could at least alleviate some of the worries that you've been having because it did. I'm so sorry. It does feel like a lot for so many people out there. You're not alone, Linda. So many people feel like they're carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders right now. So I guess you can feel not alone in knowing that you're not alone in that, but yet sad that other people are also feeling such heaviness and overwhelm in their lives too. It's a lot being human in 2025. Even though we're like first world problems, it's like there's so many things that are just adding up to where it's just too much for any one person to have to deal with all of the crap that is going on in this world right now. And then, drama with friendships or relationships or family members or finances or people's health. Like it's just never ending. But there is one choice we have in the matter is how we respond to everything that's going on around us in any moment. And we can change. If we don't like our attitude, we can always shift it. We definitely can. All right, I think, let me just double check my email, make sure we're all caught up. We've taken care of everybody who needed a reading today. It looks like we are caught up. So I'm going to go have some lunch, go pick up my kids here in a bit, and I will see you guys Friday. And I want to say, are we already at our donation only live stream? I don't even remember. I want to say our last one might have been last Wednesday, so maybe we're not there yet. But I want to put it back to Friday. So even if I have to extend it longer, maybe we will do let me just go to my page and see what we haven't done recently enough. Go to live streams. Okay. So a week ago. So we're still a full week and then bump it to Friday out from our next donation only live stream. And then we did a free collective reading 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, we did a free 1-card pull. Free collective reading 4 weeks ago. A month ago, live reading, donation only. Free reading giveaway and drawing. We haven't done a Cosmic Question Corner, at least in the last month. Let me see the date of this one. Let me close that out. This was on... It says 1 month ago, October 15th. So that's almost 2 months ago now was our last Cosmic Question Corner. And the last one we had, I don't even remember what it was. Was it something about The Simpsons, maybe? I want to say it was something about Simpsons predictions. Maybe that was the one before that one. Oh my gosh. How can I not remember? It was only less than 2 months ago. And I already can't remember. It kind of was like a Cosmic Question Corner in a way. I don't know. I just felt like I wanted to do this last Friday, I wanted to do it the Wednesday before that Friday, but I just wanted to prepare a little bit more. I probably should have just said, screw it, let's do it now. It was funny though, that they tried to glitch me out right away during today's live stream. I put my protections in place, and I'm sure, your guys' energy just holding space for this to happen also helped deter any entity interference that we did. Eventually we were able to have our little presentation, so that was good. So if you're just kind of catching up with us now, we did a whole crash course about what the internet was originally intended to do, what it's been doing all along, and how we can kind of take our power back with the internet, because the internet is never going to be what it used to be. Fun time is over, as Red Foreman used to say on that 70s show. Fun time is over. On the internet. Not to say we can't have fun on the internet, but the way of just it kind of being the Wild West and just fun, free discovery is kind of over at this point. Yeah, I feel protected. I do see they automatically deleting messages. Yeah, isn't that interesting? Sure, I checked. The message got deleted. This is crazy. Enjoy your lunch. Yeah, that is so weird. Like, yeah, feel free if you want to share. You can text it to me or whatever. Or you can share it next live stream, which would be Friday. So yeah, I think we'll do Cosmic Question Corner. We have our little jar of questions right here. So As long as Wrigley doesn't move that, we should be ready to go. Maybe we'll take 1 or 2 new ones to put in the pot for that day and then just see what we draw and go with that. All right. And then we'll, of course, accommodate any donations that come through on Friday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. That's 2 days from now, December 12th, on Friday, 11 a.m. Mountain Time. I will be here. So thanks again, you guys, so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see each and every one of you right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot Live. Much love, and I will see you next time. All right, you guys. Bye.